everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fun with Advisors. My name is Lawrence, your host, and today we're joined by another member of our Toronto campus, Eva. Eva, welcome. Please tell the audience your role here at Ace Acumen and how you're here to help the students.
Hello, Lauren. Thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Eva Almeida. I'm a Peruvian Canadian, and I'm here in Canada around 8 years. I'm working as a student success coordinator here in Toronto campus. And one of my main responsibilities is introducing international students into the Canadian education system and help them to succeed.
Wonderful. So just like many members here, with all of that goal to really just help our students who are coming from a new environment, who need to learn about the new experiences here in Canada, Eva is here to help with that transition, which is wonderful. So just before we get into talking about our main area today, let's talk about some casualness though, okay? So my first question for you, just to kind of get to know you a little bit more, is in the spirit of, the summer season, the summer weather and stuff like that, is there any, summer activities that you enjoy doing to kind of like unwind and relax?
Yes, for sure, of course. I love summer.
Yeah.
Who doesn't, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Especially here. I really enjoy go to the farms.
Okay.
And picking the seasonal fruits.
Yeah.
And picking the seasonal flowers as well.
Okay. So for me, apple farms was always like a big one for like my neighborhoods and stuff like that. What kind of farms would you go up to?
I start since strawberry,
okay,
raspberry, in the end, of course, and in September I go for apples.
Mm-hmm.
Last year I went for the first time to sunflowers.
Okay.
And I want to go this year to lavender. I was checked, they're like a 1 hour. Go to Toronto.
Yeah, that's really cool. I never knew there was any lavender fields. I have tried strawberry picking and raspberry picking and stuff like that, but like, as you know, and if anyone from our audience knows, those types of trees are super low to the ground, right? Yeah. So for myself, being 6'6" and then bending over like my entire body height, wasn't the funnest time picking that specific fruit, but I definitely agree with you on like going out and doing that type of stuff. All right. So my next question for you is, with some of the COVID restrictions easing up and everything like that, is there any activity that you haven't been able to do during the lockdown that you're really looking forward to now that with the restrictions easing up? Yeah.
For sure. One of the things I want to do is I want to go to the restaurant to have a very nice meal.
Yeah.
Without any fear. And also I want to meet my friends. I didn't see my friend for a long time, and it's very different, like talk with someone in person than by phone, right?
I totally agree with you on that. Like for myself, I had a friend of mine I reconnected with a friend of mine I haven't been able to see because of the pandemic and everything like that. And with some of the restrictions easing up, he's using the opportunity to propose to his girlfriend. And so reconnecting back with them, he's going to use the opportunity in the next coming weeks, to like pop the question. So like really, positive things moving forward, which is really great to hear, right?
Especially be together, right?
Yeah.
This pandemic is something that teaches us like a friendship, relationship is.
I totally agree with that. I definitely think one thing that the pandemic has taught is how strong certain bonds and stuff like that are, and like reconnecting with friends and stuff, how important that really is. So let's change our conversation a little bit, and let's talk a little bit about culture and stuff like that, because it's such a wonderful thing to look at. So one thing that I definitely do know about you is that you have a strong passion for not only your own, but cultures just in general. So could you tell us can you tell us what enjoyment and why is it so enjoyable for you to study, engage, and experience these cultures? And do you have any interesting stories of an experience that you have?
Yes, for sure. That is the reason I start this interview saying I'm Peruvian Canadian. I'm very proud of my roots, right? But also I'm very proud to be Canadian. As I told before, I'm 8 years here. And culture for me is something very, very excited. Because it helps you to learn and know people and also the environment. And that is so important, especially here in this country and Toronto. Toronto is a multicultural city that you meet people from all around the world. And something that happened here to me is I never been in Asia or Europe, but I met people from there. And I learned a lot of things. I tried different kind of food, and also I enjoy the time with them. I learn about the culture, religion, festivities, holidays, and that is something very important and nice about culture, because you don't have to travel to the country to know about it.
Wonderful, yeah, and I definitely agree with that. Toronto itself has so many different communities and areas where you can just get lost in for days with like experiencing the different stuff. So like, no, I totally agree with that. But with that in mind, and with your experience here, having been here for about 8 years, and just your role here at Ace Acumen, what are two pieces of advice that you could give our newly arriving students so that they can feel more comfortable and less nervous and maybe a little less homesick?
That's such a good question. First of all, all the students, they have to understand they will face cultural change, and they have to be ready for that. The first thing they have to do is understand that the cultural change they will have. Coming from another country, moving, traveling, or studying in another country is very challenging. It's not easy for students or for any immigrants. And the first thing they have to do is be sensitive, be responsible, and respectful with the diversity, with culture diversity, and also the different things you can find in the new country. Also, that will help a lot is learn the culture of the host country, in this case, Canada. Learning how Canada it is will help the students to have an easy adjustment to this country.
100%, so just recognizing the culture that is here and whatnot, and like navigating, knowing the ins and outs is always a great way, so you don't end up, doing something that you shouldn't. It's kind of the same thing. Would you say, like, if you're out traveling, you want to know the laws, or you want to know certain customs so that you don't, insult or be disrespectful in another area, when obviously that's not something that you want to do, right?
Yes, of course. That is the thing I'm saying. Like, it is very important to know the culture and law and rules that the country you are moving or studying. Being an immigrant or traveling or being new in a new country is amazing. It's exciting because everything is new, but also takes a lot of responsibility as well. The responsibility to know the law, the rules, don't break it, because sometimes maybe the rules in our country is different to here. So that is something important. You should know that, to don't break the rules. I just having my driver license, right? I told you before, and my teacher asked me, driving is a privilege or responsibility? And I never thought about that. I drove before, but I never thought about that. And of course, the teacher is a big responsibility, right? Because you are driving and put people around you, and people you are driving inside your car, in danger.
100%, right? Yeah.
It's like a firing a gun, kind of, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of things is very important to students and immigrants to know, to understand why, the reason why.
No, I couldn't agree with you more on that matter. It helps to make things a little bit easier. But, there's also those kind of like unofficial things as well that are important to know as well, which is like looking at, say, like first impressions, for example, especially when you go to a newer country. And like for myself, I can say, like, I have not done a lot of traveling in my years and whatnot. So please tell me if your thoughts on what I'm about to say. And that being, first impressions can be super, super key. So you want to make sure that when you first meet someone, that it's, the right foot, and that's the image that you want to give off. Because at the end of the day, first impressions last.
Something very important to mention. When you are in a different country, you don't represent yourself. You represent your country. So if you do something good or something bad, will be in general.
Yeah.
Right? It's not the person who will be Eva, will be Peruvians in this case, right?
Yeah.
So that is important, because you have to understand when you travel to other country, you are representing your country, and that And as well, that is so important because it depends on you, how people in the world would look, how you contribute this. And that is the point, is too much responsibility as well. It's fun, it's exciting, but you have to understand the responsibility and follow the rules and respect.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I couldn't have said it better myself, so I'll leave that point right there. And in kind of to, bring our conversation to a close, my last question for you today is that do you have a lasting message or, words of encouragement that you'd like to give off to the students? Because, next week their exam season starts for first and second semester. The week after that, third and fourth semester.
Yes, for sure. Be patient. Adjust to a new culture. A new environment is not easy. And especially as an international student, studying other languages is very difficult. But I think if we allow ourselves making mistakes and learn from them, everything will be okay. And we are here to help you. All the advisors and Ace Acumen are here to help you to go through to this journey. And also I want to mention something I have experienced regarding the cultural adjustment I just talked. I have one of the students, they was here and I was talking with her and asked her, what do you think about the Canadian culture? And she replied to me and said, I don't know any Canadian culture because all the friends I have around, they are from different countries. And I just look at her and smile and said, exactly, that is Canada. We make Canada and we have people from all around the world. And make this country amazing. And all of us, we should be proud to be part of this country.
Yeah, I couldn't have said that better myself. And with those wonderful words, thank you all for joining and listening in with us today. Thank you, Eva, for our wonderful conversation. We talked about so many different things that are super important to help our students succeed and whatnot. Thank you all for listening and stay tuned for the next episode. Take care, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.